with 289 yards of total offense, and each quarterback has thrown for over 100 yards already. Right now it is 3rd down and 2 as we begin the second. Brandon Bolden comes into the game, and now they move him into the backfield behind Brady. And the ball is handed off to Brandon Cooks, who tries to hurdle and can't. Tackled by McLeod. So Cooks, who came over to trade with the Saints in the offseason on the end around, McLeod is right there.
Jet sweep's going to come right over here, and this is the first time I've ever seen a straddle into a tackle. He tries to jump and split, and he just does not get there. So once again, the Eagles defense makes a very unique stand this time inside the 10-yard line.
Edwin Moses or Ronaldo Nehemiah, that was not. Woo! Gostowski for a 26-yard field goal attempt, which is juggled, and then he hits the upright. Cardona was the snapper, so each team has missed a kick. Philadelphia an extra point, and New England missing a field goal attempt.
It's going to be bobbled inside somehow. Allen gets it back on the tee, and Gostkowski tried to slide back to the right, but caught the upright. And for Bill Belichick, what a disappointment. He was telling us he felt like the special teams were the strength of this team, and that one hurts.
Special teams coach Joe Judge doesn't see that very often. Peterson loves it, of course. And it's 9-3.
Boy, remember that tackle on a 3rd and 2 to set up that field goal, to set up that miss.
So now from the 20-yard line. Foles, who is 8 of 11 for 102 yards. And tosses it to Giant, trying to get around the corner, runs into his own man, and that's a tough 2 yards. It's 2nd down and 8.
One of about 3 really core defenses. You're going to see these 3 guys playing inside. So now you run off tackle, or you run outside, or you throw the football. And so the Philadelphia Eagles and Jay Ajayi. Now I thought one of the huge things that came out of this trade with Ajayi was the fact that it gave them that outside speed. But Garrett Blount, we saw him run up the middle. He's a big, strong guy. But Ajayi's speed has really made a difference on this Eagles team.
2nd down and 8. Number 22. Survey, under pressure, look out, and he throws that one away. Seems like a million years ago. We were there opening night in Foxborough. Remember how it started? Everybody thought New England did so much during the offseason, they might have a perfect season. That ended in 3 hours.
Yeah, that was pretty short-lived there. But this is a defense for the New England Patriots that has made tremendous strides. Gave up 32 points a game the first 4 games of the season, 300-yard passers the first 6, and yet they pieced it all back together, and now the pressure's on to find some answers here tonight.
Started 2-2 and counting postseason. They won 13 of their last 14. Only a Monday night loss at Miami, the only blemish. 3rd down and 8. Foles backing up, backing away, escaping, keeps his eyes downfield, the pass is incomplete at the 30-yard line. Intended for Ertz. Philly crowd wants a flag and don't get one. 4th down.
Yeah, I think that Nick Foles had a chance here. Let's take a look. It's man coverage, so everybody's chasing everybody here. He escapes. Look out to the right. Probably would have run for the 1st down.
So the first 3 and out. Donnie Jones, 14 years in the league. First time he's been in the Super Bowl. Clock is now 2. Both punters in this game left-footed. And it's fair caught at the 37-yard line by Danny Amendola. Early in the second, Eagles by 6. The first team since the '02 Buccaneers to reach the Super Bowl after allowing fewer than 10 points per game in the playoffs. Those were the 2002 Buccaneers coached by John Gruden, who went to Tampa Bay that year and turned around and beat his old team, Oakland, in the Super Bowl in San Diego.
And then went back.
Yes, he did.
Went back.
He's back.
Yeah.
Deion Lewis is the running back. This drive starts from the 37-yard line. Brady stepping up. Deep downfield, wide open. Brandon Cooks. And he gets smacked down at the 40-yard line, taking some shot there by Jenkins, who was spinning around, and he is down after a 23-yard gain.
This route here coming back out. But as he came out and caught the ball, a little disoriented, turned around, looped back around, and never saw Malcolm Jenkins. And that definitely was a little helmet-to-helmet on that hit.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Rob Gronkowski.
That's
coming out of the concussion.
Puts Brady on the ground.
And
never saw him coming. Injury timeout. So Brandon Cooks got up. They have walked him back into the locker room. If it looked like helmet to helmet, he was not a receiver at that point. He caught the ball and it turned into a runner, so he's no longer defenseless, but he never saw Jenkins.
Right, so it's a no foul. And on the other end, Brady took a shot, but not with the crown of the helmet, so no foul there either.
Yeah, Brady was bent over a little bit during the commercial break. First down and 10. Baton on the worst for where it goes. Almost picked there by Malcolm Jenkins, intended for James White. Second down and 10.
Boy, this was a bit of a surprise for me that Malcolm Jenkins is coming out and playing man-to-man on James White. Well, he caught 14 passes in the last Super Bowl. Maybe it shouldn't be a surprise. But I think most people anticipated that Jenkins was going to be on Gronkowski. But so far, that matchup is working in the Eagles' favor.
Meanwhile, McDaniels and company have to wonder about Cooks, the number 2 receiver. They have only 4 wideouts dressed for the game. He's one of them. And through the middle, nice game there. Helmet flying. Deion Lewis picks up about 5. You take a look at Brady to Cooks. He was the deep threat. Picked him up in a trade with New Orleans more than 20 yards downfield, 16 completions. Brady's most by one teammate in a season.
Yeah, the next closest, to give you some perspective, was Randy Moss, and that unbelievable year he had. He did not match that number of Cooks.
Philip Dorsett will take his spot, Cooks' spot, number 13. You know, third down and 5 here. And now you got to flip back here to Damian. Who throws, and it's Brady who can't haul it in. So Brady, who is free, looks over his shoulder, trickery and deceit, 4th down.
Has to be out of the shotgun or this play is not legal. It obviously is. Tom Brady is just going to hand off and then ignore it. He's not doing anything, and there he goes. And immediately Chris Lawler knew he was in trouble, and Brady with the bad hand and no tape. You wonder if maybe that had a little something to do with why he didn't want that pad on that hand. They had that play in the back of their mind.
You do. So it's 4th down and 5. They'll go for it from the 35-yard line. And Brady down the sideline, and that's incomplete. Gronkowski, the intended receiver. Jalen Mills covering on the play, and Philadelphia will take over. 11:53 to the half, 9-3. Philly. What's really interesting here, Malcolm Butler, hero 3 years ago in the Super Bowl, has not played a defensive snap tonight. The Patriots are telling us a coach's decision. Of course, it was easier to get information out of East Germany before the wall went down than to get injury information from New England. Butler has not played a defensive snap yet. Eric Rose taking his spot. Here's the Giant. It's wrapped up 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage. This was during America the Beautiful. Butler was very emotional on the sideline. Can't guess what this was about, but He's played on special teams tonight, but not on defense.
Well, that was a beautiful rendition, so you never know, right? But you have to think that maybe he was hurting a bit, and you just wonder when it was that he got the news. Or maybe it was just a reaction to it. Maybe it wasn't any of the above.
On the air of his contract, but for a while as if he would be sent to the Saints in the offseason. It didn't happen. There's a jockey trying to break tackles, which he does with regularity, and turns nothing into a little something at the 38-yard line. Devin McCourty makes the tackle. 3rd down and 7.
I'll tell you, this Jay Ajayi runs that lead draw about as well as anybody. They end up pulling Lane Johnson around, one of the most athletic guys, and blocking him in there. But so far, this 5-man line of the New England Patriots has been doing pretty well, at least in the last couple of series now, and shutting down that run.
Ajayi averaging 3 yards per tote. 3rd down and 7 now from the 38-yard line. Balls over the middle and wide open, and into Patriot territory goes Zach Ertz, the tight end. In a 19.
Yeah, I think Zach Ertz took a little page out of Gronk's book here. Going to go down the field, a little bit physical, and then make the break. A little bit of a contact, not enough for... I'll tell you, if there's one guy that could be an explosive element of this game, Zach Ertz.
His wife Julie, if you follow soccer, you know she's a key member of that U.S. women's team. From the 43-yard line. Balls keeps it and didn't have a grip on it. It looked like Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver, will be 2nd down and 10.
You got to work to overthrow Alshon Jeffrey. Sometimes it's interesting. I wonder if it happened to Nick Dare that sometimes those running backs don't know if they're getting the ball or not, and they can tend to grab at it a little bit. Maybe it jostled it.
Good grip on it, so it's 2nd down. And in Minneapolis on this Super Bowl Sunday night. 2nd down, 10 from the 43-yard line. Pressure coming. And that pass intended for Jeffrey at the 21-yard line. Great catch. Over the shoulder. Along the sideline. Threw it over Stephon Gilmore. That's a gain of 22. 1st down.
Yeah, watch this late adjustment to the ball here. And Al, I'm a little surprised. Chung that time ended up being on Alshon Jeffrey, and we all anticipated that Stephon Gilmore was going to be the matchup. Gilmore all season long has taken the bigger of the receivers, and yet for whatever reason, they're not matching him against Jeffrey in this one. He already has 1 long touchdown, big play there.
2 touchdowns in the championship game against Minnesota. One is in the backfield. Blunt swings to the outside, inside the 10. Blunt to the end zone. Behind a Selleck block. His 11th career postseason TD.
Most athletic center in football, watch him get out in front of this play. Not only gets the initial cutoff, which you have to have on those outside zones, stays with it. 1 more push down the field, gets a Landon Roberts out of the way, and there you go. For LeGarrette Blount, how sweet is this payback? Now they're going to go for 2.
Right after missing the extra point, that makes the difference. Trying to make it 17-3 instead of 16. Eagles go for it a lot. 6 of 9 for 2-point conversions, both most attempts and conversions in the league. So from the 2-yard line, then they sent 4 receivers out to the right side. Ball punch there, and actually you go to the left, and it's Jeffrey, and he can't make the catch. That's Eric Rowe able to bust it up. 8:48 to go, first half. Now 15-3, Philadelphia. Some of the Super Bowl rings. Most NFL championships, quarterback head coach duo Brady and Belichick have won 5. We go back to Bart Starr and Vince Lombardi. This includes the pre-Super Bowl era when they played for the NFL championship. They had 5. Elliott to kick off.